Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Trinity.
Good morning, Mrs.
It is wonderful to see everyone this morning. All of our students, faculty, staff, parents, grandparents, friends, and I believe we have even a few alumni with us today. It is such a privilege to celebrate our grammar school promotion and truly another year of learning well. It has been an eventful, wonderful, joyous, challenging, just beautiful year at Trinity. We surpassed a landmark number of students attending Trinity, reaching over 500. We added a rhetoric school class to our Imago Day School. We celebrated 2 CIF championships in football and basketball. 60, yes, we have some coaches here today too, yes. 60 sports teams, K through 12th grade, and just recently at our spring concert, this was such a blessing. We had over 110 of our 500 students participating K through 12th grade in our spring concert, and that was lovely. The end of the year is always a little bittersweet.
You're right.
Because we celebrate just a year of learning, but a week and a half ago we said goodbye to our seniors, 21 of them, celebrating their successes. They had been accepted to over 105 colleges and universities across the country, receiving over $6.3 million in merit award. And in a few short weeks, we'll start to head to what the Lord will have for them next. My hope for all of you And I know that everyone's excited about summer, but the last day of school makes me sad too. So, it's just been a privilege, and I hope that all of you have reached a level of mastery in your studies and have pursued excellence to the very best of your ability in the classroom, playing field, or stage this year, and that you have been challenged, even our kindergarten friends, through our 6th grade friends, growing in purpose, wisdom, virtue, and courage. My prayer for all of you is that you have a deeper appreciation and understanding of those things that are true, good, and beautiful, and that your faith is grown. And parents, I pray that for you too. Because as a parent of 3 here, I know that we go through it as well. I feel like I have promoted from 3rd, 7th, and 10th grade as well. Rising 7th graders, with the successful completion of grammar school, you have the privilege of joining Trinity Logic School and being a part of possibly Odysseus, Team Ajax, Team Joshua, Team Pericles, or Team David. Those of you in 6th grade who have been at Trinity since kindergarten, please stand as I call your name. Eric Anderson, Emma Cunningham, Isaac Didon, Rachel Deaver, Nico Figueroa, Kelly Fitzgerald, Daniel Gadesi, Paige Kim, Jocelyn Margrave, Sam McGillicuddy, Michael Okanowski, Brianna Pimental, Hannah Rapier, Joshua Reed, Katie Robertson, Gregory Salazar, and Chloe White. Thank you. Thank you for influencing our culture and for being a part of our school to this point. This is our largest group of students transitioning from being here since kindergarten into the Logic School. So we're grateful for that. You may have a seat. Thank you. Per our Trinity tradition, students, all of our students, I would like you to rise and face our guests. So if I can get all of my Trinity students to stand up and face our families. Parents, thank you. Thank you for your investment of time, talents, and treasures. I know, like I was saying earlier, you just finished your grade as well. We would be unable, it would be impossible to do this without you, without your daily presence on our campus, your contribution in a multitude of ways. Students, please show your appreciation with a hearty round of applause. Terrific, and you may have a seat. I would like at this time all of our faculty and staff of the grammar school to stand. Our faculty and staff have the honorable task of building a vibrant, literate community. They set the tone of learning at Trinity by enabling intellectual curiosity, inspiring wonder, helping students see the integration of faith and learning, and encouraging the pursuit of noble things, because they're worthy. And so is the pursuit of excellence. They try to live a life of purpose, wisdom, virtue, and courage, doing all of this, which I believe what God has called them to do in their passion. So we are grateful and we thank you, and I'm going to applaud you. Thank you. As we continue our celebration today, I would like everyone to please stand. And please say our verse that has guided our learning this year. And after we say our verse, if you can remain standing, for we have 6th grader our soon-to-be 7th grader Jocelyn Margrave leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and Isaac Didon will be saying a word of prayer for us. So let us begin with 1 Colossians 9 through 12. Say it with me. And so, from the day we heard, we have not ceased to pray for you, asking that you may be filled with the knowledge of his will and all spiritual wisdom and understanding, so as to walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to him, bearing fruit in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God. May you be strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, for all endurance and patience with joy, giving thanks to the Father, who has qualified you to share the inheritance of the saints of light. Thank you, Jocelyn. Why don't you come on up? And Isaac.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Please bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you that we get to come here and graduate. Thank you that we got to learn about you, and thank you that we got to learn all the subjects. Amen.
Thank you, Mrs. Caddo. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Isaac, for getting us started. Indeed. Good morning, Trinity. Let me start there. That fits in well with what I was going to say, that indeed I agree with Mrs. Caddo. This day is always bittersweet because this is the day when the students stop coming. The halls are empty for a few weeks and we have to endure no one here laughing, no one here learning, nothing going on, but us working and trying to get ready for a new school year to start. So students, you will be missed. But it is an exciting day. Students, are you excited? Parents, are you excited? No. They show their excitement with laughter. Did you notice that? A little break from the routine, a little break from homework each night, a little break from having to get up maybe at so early in the morning. I wanted to take just a minute before we move forward and just share with you, at Baccalaureate Chapel last week, I shared with your students, I challenged them. I'm just going to quickly repeat my challenge because a lot of you parents couldn't be here that day. But you received a card in your envelope on Monday, and we're going to show it up on the screen as well. And what I challenged the students with is in Ephesians talking about putting off the old self and putting on the new self. So I hope that when you saw that card, you asked your student what it meant, but maybe some of you haven't seen it yet or haven't gotten a chance to do that. But I just want to, hopefully this is a card that you can hang on your refrigerator this summer or you can talk with your kids about, that I challenge them with these 10 things from God's Word on how to live a life of putting on the new self. And I'll just run through them quickly. You'll be able to take a look at it. Being confident, being consistent, being aware with your mind and your heart, being thankful, being joyful, being content. I say that extra because that's a problem in my house. Be forgiving. And of course, number one would be being loving, as our Lord has challenged us to be. So I just wanted to give you some context for that card that you probably saw on Monday and hope that that's a blessing to you this summer as you walk out the summer with your students, and we look forward to them coming back next year. But students, you have worked hard this school year. You've worked hard with the curriculum, the lessons, the stories that you've experienced. And at Trinity, we ask you to work hard. We talk a lot about raising the standard. We expect you to reach that higher standard. We expect you to strive for excellence. And I want to celebrate with each of you today for a job well done. With that being said, I do want to recognize the students that have received all A's in the third trimester. So if I say your name, will you please stand, and we'll acknowledge you with our applause when I'm finished. So this is all A's in the third trimester. Brooke Mayer, Thomas Carty, Ethan Aceves, George Barrows, Paige Canalita, Abby Collins, Ian Izakowitz, Landon Kling, Kian Ortiz, Dakota Prindle, Cassidy Reed, Addison Ree, Thomas Rolls, Alex Weathermen, Ella Williams, Sonny Bustamante, Chase Bowers, B&A Carter, Lila Cook, Naomi Fontal, Marie Linterer, Chance Chadwick, Claire Masters, Brianna Meiske, Patrick Puglisi, Paul Robertson, Ethan Schwartzbaum, Christian Chang, Nadia Kirchman, Noah McWilliams, Sienna Rodriguez, Charlie Stoll, Sarah Deaver, Colton Kim, Owen Cush, Lucas Spring, Camilla Darkea, Xander Ree, Tegan Heinze, Sawyer Segulyev, Gianni Bustamante, Kelsey Haig, Atakai Margrave, Brielle Miller, Ryan Wynn, Jacob Okanowski, Samuel Robertson, Landon Seitz, Lexi McWilliams, Brandon Rao, Rashana Wickramasinghe, Faith Comstock, Dominic Puglisi, Kate Stimson, Luke Pfeiffer, Ariana Lalongi, Ava Kirchman, Katie Heitman, Scott Black, Catherine Bowers, Natalie Chang, Eva Linterer, Maggie Moser, Sarah Peck, Lily Segulyev, Quentin Thompson, Chapman Wolf, Nicole Amoroso, Emma Cunningham, Rachel Deaver, Paige Kim, Carrie McWilliams, Gregory Salazar, Cameron Seitz, Ashley Kua, Troy Lipice, Michael Okanowski, Katie Robertson, Cartel Towns, Nicole Weathermen, and Chloe White. Let's congratulate them for all A's in the third trimester. Thank you, students. You can have a seat. But some of you will be standing back up because I'd like to recognize those students that worked and received all A's the entire school year. And you will be receiving a certificate. The teachers have gotten those. I know 6th grade you'll be receiving those, but you please don't leave here without a certificate. This is for all A's for the entire year, so please stand when I say your name. Kate Stimson, Katie Heitman, Paige Canalita, Dakota Prindle, B&A Carter, Lila Cook, Marie Linterer, Claire Masters, Brianna Meiske, Patrick Puglisi, Paul Robertson, Ethan Schwartzbaum, Natalie Chang, Eva Linterer, Lily Segulyev, Quentin Thompson, Nadia Kirchman, Noah McWilliams, Sienna Rodriguez, Charlie Stoll, Sarah Deaver, Colton Kim, Lucas Spring, Sawyer Segulyev, Camilla Darkea, Tegan Heinze, Gianni Bustamante, Samuel Robertson, Emma Cunningham, Rachel Deaver, Carrie McWilliams, Paige Kim, Gregory Salazar, Cameron Seitz, Lexi McWilliams, Rashana Wickramasinghe, Andrew Sung, Claire Rao, Amy Deaver, John King, Ashley Kua, Katie Robertson, Cartel Towns, Nicole Weathermen. All A's the entire year. Thank you, students, for your hard work. You may have a seat. A final recognition that I'd like to do for kindergarten through 6th grade is those that receive a Citizenship Award. This is students that are being recognized for all year long excellent citizenship and work ethic. And again, there is a certificate for this. And let me take a moment and thank Wally Caddo for taking care of so many things behind the scenes, such as our certificates and our PowerPoints and things like that. So Mr. Caddo, thank you so much for your hard work that goes unnoticed. So our recognition for citizenship in grammar school: Katie Anderson, Eva Blakely, Thomas Carty, Ruthie Fudge, Joseph Kirchman, Brooke Mayer, Gavin Munson, Olivia Patron, John Ryan, Audrey Solis, Micah Spring, Paige Canalita, Addison Ree, Thomas Rolls, Lila Cook, Brianna Meisky, Marie Linterer, Paul Robertson, Sienna Rodriguez, Isabella Sandoval, Charlie Stowell, Lucas Spring, Sarah Deaver, Colton Kim, Gracie Solis, Tessa Ball, Kelsey Haig, Jacob Okanowski, Gianni Bustamante, Samuel Robertson, Tegan Heinze, Kendall Lesher, Xander Ree, Alexis Wynn, Sawyer Segulyev, Jack Spector, Faith Comstock, Amy Deaver, John King, Claire Rao, Daniela Hernandez, Lexi McWilliams, Rashana Wickramasinghe, Elise Cervera, Luke Pfeiffer, Ariana Lalongi, Ava Kirchman, Katie Heitman, Kate Stimson, Eva Linterer, Lily Segulyev, Catherine Bowers, Natalie Chang, Scott Black, Ella Gonzalez, Chapman Wolf, Eric Anderson, Emma Cunningham, Rachel Deaver, Paige Kim, Carrie McWilliams, Cameron Seitz, Christy Weathermen, Trinity Towns, Nicole Amoroso, JC Rodriguez, Gregory Salazar, Isaac Deaton, Ashley Kua, Hannah Rapier, Katie Robertson, Cartel Towns, Nicole Weathermen, Nico Figueroa, Elizabeth Benescu. Thank you so much. You're being recognized for excellent citizenship and work ethic this year. Thank you very much. You may have a seat. At this time, we would like to promote our kindergarten through fifth graders. It is high time that we get on with this business because they have worked very hard. We have several of our sixth graders, as you can see, coming up to help with that. We'd like to start with our kindergartners. So kindergartners, will you please stand? Eric Anderson has some words for you this morning.
Hello, kindergartners. You've made it through a long year. There was a lot to learn, but you persevered. You thoroughly went over your ABCs, pronouncing each letter A through Z. You learned about the calendar, which helps you keep track of months, days, and weeks. In grammar, you learned about adjectives, nouns, and verbs, and started making sentences out of words. In math, you learned how to add and subtract, which helped you solve many math facts. In science, you learned about bugs, animals, and plants, such as butterflies, owls, and ants. You learned about Galatians 5:22 and 23, the fruits of the Spirit, such as love, joy, and peace. You have learned a lot, but there is still much more to know. You have made it through kindergarten, 12 more years to go.
Thank you, Eric. Kindergartners, I am excited to promote you to first grade. New first graders, you may have a seat. Not sure it has the impact that we would expect it to have. First graders, will you please stand? Katie Robertson would like to speak to you this morning.
First grade, you have had an amazing year as you studied many different books and read such as The Black Flag and Rob Roy. In math, you learned to add and subtract two-digit numbers, how to count money, and how to read clocks. You shared your family's genealogy at the Heritage Feast, as well as dressed up as a famous historical character and presented a speech for your family and parents. You've done much this year, such as going on field trips to the LA Zoo, Huntington Gardens, and singing for the grandmas and grandpas at sunrise. You've completed much this year and had fun learning with Miss Stilson, Miss Kahovic, Miss Heber, and Mrs. Marshall.
Thank you, Katie. First graders, congratulations. You are now second graders. Great, a lot more animation in that group. Go ahead. New second graders, you can have a seat. Make sure you're sitting up tall like good new second graders. Okay, former second graders, let's stand up, please. CJ Towns would like to speak to you.
Second graders, you have worked very hard throughout the school year. Your favorite book project this year was The Velveteen Rabbit. The reason you enjoyed it so much was because you were able to make the story your own way. Some subjects that you guys liked were art, Bible, science, and history. In history, you learned about the pyramids, and in science, you learned about the planets and the life cycle of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Congratulations, second graders.
Second graders, it is my privilege to promote you to third grade. Wow. New third graders, you can have a seat. Old third graders, will you stand up, please? Emma Cunningham has some words for you.
Third grade. This year of your lives, you have learned many things. In literature, you enjoyed reading all of the books. One of the books you read was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. In history, you learned about Roman and Greek civilization and even made a timeline for all of your history cards. You started Singapore math, which was challenging in the beginning, but you had perseverance and got through it. You all got to become Greek gods and goddesses during the Greek Wax Museum and relive the Roman games with chariot races, gladiator fights, and you even performed a play for all of grammar school. In science, you had a pet lizard in your terrarium and studied habitats. You enjoyed examining different types of insects. In your first year of Latin, you learned different types of chants and vocab and had Mrs. Lomas and Mrs. Caddo as your teachers. And finally, towards the end of the year, you got to make volcanoes and watch them explode when you learned about Pompeii. Congratulations on completing third grade.
Thank you, Emma. Third graders, how exciting is it that you are now fourth graders? Great, new fourth graders, you can take a seat. We're going to turn our attention this way to our old fourth graders. Will you please stand? Elizabeth Benescu would like to speak to you.
Fourth grade, you have accomplished many things this year. In grammar, you learned how to classify up to pattern 4 sentences. In literature, you read many great books such as The Voyage of the Dawn Treader and Number the Stars. You went on many fun field trips like the Getty Villa and the medieval times. You also reenacted the medieval and Renaissance fairs by dressing up and giving a speech as your assigned character from that time. Congratulations on all your hard work, and remember to always trust in the Lord and keep His word. Have fun this summer and next year.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Fourth graders, I am privileged to now call you fifth graders. Thank you very much. Old fifth graders, would you please stand? Ashley Kua has some words for you today.
Fifth graders, you have worked so hard and accomplished so much this past year. You started off by learning all of the different figures of descriptions in writing and learning about the life of Christ. In science, you did many labs and learned about conducting experiments. In literature, you read many books such as The Secret Garden and Tom Sawyer. After that, you made river rafts based on Tom Sawyer and little gardens based on The Secret Garden. The Founding Fathers Museum was the highlight of your year, where you got to show your friends, family, and teachers how all of your work had paid off. You woke up early for the Tall Ships field trip, but stayed up late when it came to states and capitals. Fifth grade was an exciting year, and you have more to look forward to in sixth grade.
Thank you, Ashley. Fifth graders, guess what? You are now sixth graders. Thank you, new sixth graders. At this time, we now turn our attention to our sixth grade class. There's an exciting 41 of them promoting to the Logic School this year. I've had the privilege of watching all of you grow in the classroom, on the playground, on the athletic field, and in your fine arts groups. I've seen friendships form, personalities develop, and gifts and abilities become more strengthened and refined as you know yourselves and our Lord and Savior better. Trinity's mission is to promote wisdom, virtue, purpose, and courage. You have done well at these, and we want to highlight those with some recognitions and awards. So at this time, representing our Noble Knights program, Mrs. Megan Howell, our Imago Day School principal, and Mrs. Caterina Montano, our Imago Day School Grammar School faculty.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Montano, and I teach the 1st through 3rd grade Imago Day students. And I also have the honor of working with the Grammar School Peer Mentor program called Noble Knights. This program was designed to offer our 6th grade students the opportunity to demonstrate leadership and sacrificial service to our younger Imago Day students. As a Noble Knight, the students' main objectives are to be positive peer role models, demonstrate appropriate social and communication skills, and to facilitate successful integration between Imago Day students and their Gen Ed peers. It has been a fruitful year and significant blessing to the Imago Day students. The students eagerly awaited the times we met together. A couple of the highlights were Fall Fun Day, when the Noble Knights partnered with our students and so that they could independently enjoy the Fall Fun Day activities. The Noble Knights also helped our Imago Day students to integrate with their Gen Ed peers by practicing the rules of soccer so that our Imago Day students could successfully join their peers at recess and lunch. The relationship between the Imago Day students and Noble Knights was always a beautiful sight to see, and I encourage the rising 6th graders to prayerfully consider to apply as a Noble Knight. So at this time, I would like each of the Noble Knights to come forward as I call your name. Isaac Didon. You can clap. Grace Evans. Michael Okanowski. CJ Towns. And Nicole Weathermen. Seated.
Good afternoon. No, we're still in morning. Good morning. My name is Jennifer Brown, and I am the grammar music school teacher. Choosing the recipient of the music award is never an easy task for me because I think there are so many deserving students. What does a deserving student look like? Helpful to the teacher and to other students. Diligent, meaning faithful to complete activities and assignments, and leading by example. Humble, not flaunting their abilities, but rather seeking to grow in their knowledge and skills. considerate of others in action and speech, and musical, showing a deep desire to grow in their abilities and pursue excellence in their skills. Do you see why I have difficulty choosing just one student? This 6th grade class is literally filled with students who exemplify these characteristics. I hope and I pray and I believe that many of them will go on to Logic School and beyond and actively pursue music to be part of their lives. Soli Deo Gloria is a Latin term meaning glory to God alone. Johann Sebastian Bach wrote the initials of Soli Deo Gloria, SDG, at the end of all his church compositions and most of his secular compositions. George Friedrich Handel used it as well. It is also the motto of our Fine Arts Department and can be seen on our Fine Arts logo spirit wear and our bumper sticker. Did I just lump Trinity Fine Arts with the likes of Handel and Bach? Yes, I did. As a doctrine, Soli Deo Gloria means that everything that is done is for God's glory, to the exclusion of mankind's self-glorification and pride. Christians are to be motivated and inspired by God's glory and not their own. We seek to live this motto out in our fine arts and in my music class. While there are so many deserving students with the qualifications listed earlier, there's one particular student that stood out this year who, to the exclusion of self-glorification and pride, quietly and faithfully sought to give glory to God alone. While most might overlook the quiet efforts and praise to God, I saw it loud and clear. And it's for these reasons and more that I give this year's Music Award to Nandi Rogers.
Hello, my name is Jenny Lamas, and it has been an immense privilege to lead the 6th grade class in the study of Latin for the last 3.5 years. And it's an honor to be here today and celebrate with all of you. The National Latin Exam is a multiple choice test offered to students of Latin in the United States and all around the world every year. There are questions on grammar, reading comprehension, mythology, derivatives, Roman life, history, geography, and the use of Latin in the modern world. The purpose of the NLE is to give our Latin students an opportunity to experience a sense of personal accomplishment and success in their study of the Latin language and culture. At this time, I would like to recognize the students who received an award based on scoring above the national average. As I read your name, please stand. I would also like to ask everyone to hold your applause till the end. Students who received a certificate of achievement: Hannah Rapierre, Carthel Towns, Isaac Didon, Nicole Amoroso, JC Rodriguez, Christy Weathermen, Joshua Reed, Grace Evans, Paula Aragon, Ryan Hahn. Students who received a certificate of outstanding achievement: Cameron Seitz, Carrie McWilliams, Katie Robertson, Chloe White, Emma Cunningham, Jocelyn Margrave, Eric Anderson, Ashley Kua, Kelly Fitzgerald, Elizabeth Benescu, Nicole Weathermen. And out of the 140,000 students who took the NLE this year around the world, only 680 of them received a perfect score, and we have 3 of those in our 6th grade class. And that is Rachel Deaver, and Paige Kim, and Gregory Salazar. You can be seated, thank you. Now I would like to present the Latin Scholar Award. This award is given to the student who has demonstrated the highest level of knowledge and effort in the study of the Latin language during their 6th grade year. The student I have in mind is passionate about Latin and learning in general. This student is joyful, curious, creative, respectful, disciplined, and the span of their Latin knowledge and skills continues to amaze me. Sometimes I call this student the Latin machine. It is a joy and privilege to give the Latin Scholar Award to Gregory Salazar.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Damaris. I will be presenting the award for the female and male in excellent in physical. Excuse me, let me go ahead and start over here. I get the privilege of presenting the female and male award for excellent physical education. As many of you may know or may not know, this 6th grade class has been gifted with several individuals with outstanding athletic ability. But this award is not just given to the individual that displays excellence in athletic abilities. We take into consideration their leadership, their character, and their kindness to their peers. I have 2 individuals that stand out in regards to their leadership, their kindness to their peers. They are encouraging. Not only do they lead by example, but whether they're on the winning team or a losing team, they display excellent sportsmanship, and they have done that throughout the year. I am honored to present the female and male excellence in physical education to 2 individuals. Please hold your applause until they have been announced. The 2 deserving individuals for excellence in physical education are Nicole Weathermen and Cameron Seitz.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Moser. I'm their art teacher and my babies. This has been a wonderful year. I've grown and fallen in love with these kids with lots of personality, this group over here. But this art award today goes to somebody who's just a wonderful example. They did not consider themselves a good artist or artistic, but has really proven to be amazing. They don't give up, they push themselves, they try. They're kind, humble, willing to stay afterwards and help, and it's just really proven to be quite an amazing artist. And this goes to Ryan Hahn.
Next, we have a presentation for our 6th grade art piece, which is a gift to the school. So we have Rachel Deaver, Chloe White, and Reagan Mazza coming up to help us with that.
The title of the 6th grade art piece this year is Blossom. Colossians 2, 6 through 7 says, "Therefore, as you receive Christ Jesus the Lord, so walk in him, rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, just as you have learned, abounding in thanksgiving." The significance of the cherry blossom tree represents the fragility and the beauty of life. When the cherry blossom trees bloom each year, it represents It represents new life. In this piece, each of us created ourselves as a unique bird on the blooming cherry blossom tree. The sixth grade class would like to thank each of you for helping us to grow in our faith and character so that we can ultimately bring the glory to God. Thank you.
Sixth grade, that truly is a beautiful piece. Thank you so much for your work. I know each of you had a hand in that. And I don't know if you guys, as parents know that, but as you spend some time in my office and Mrs. Cato's office and our admin, these pieces are in each of our offices and they have a lot of special meaning for us. So we're fortunate. We didn't used to have walls to hang them on. One or two were in my house for a while, and I probably in Mrs. Cato's too, but praise the Lord, we have some walls. At this time, we'd like our sixth grade teachers to come on up, and we're going to present our certificates of promotion to our sixth graders.
Good morning, I'm Kevin Seitz, and with me I have, there we go. This will be easier to pass around. I'm Kevin Seitz, and we have Kelly Aceves and Mrs. Pyle. And we'll be announcing the names of our sixth grade students that are promoting with certificates.
Nicole Amoroso. Nicole's favorite grammar school memory was the incredibly kind welcome that she received when she started Trinity in the 5th grade.
Eric Anderson. Eric's favorite grammar school memory was sliding in the muddy field after a rainstorm during recess in 2nd grade.
Paula Aragon. Paula's favorite memory of grammar school was when we had the fun off-topic moments and conversations with Mr. Seitz and Mr. Dixon. Elizabeth Benescu. Elizabeth Benescu's favorite grammar school memory was when she was able to act as Savannah in the Christmas play.
Dylan Bixler. Dylan's favorite memory from grammar school was the Griffith Park Observatory field trip in the 5th grade because he felt like he was traveling through the solar system. He also found out how much he would weigh on each planet.
Emma Cunningham. Emma's favorite grammar school memory was working on the Gold Rush project in 6th grade.
Isaac Didon. Isaac's favorite grammar school memory was when he was selected to be and participate in the Noble Knights program in 6th grade.
Rachel Deaver. Rachel's favorite memory from grammar school was having her dad as her PE teacher in the 1st grade. She especially enjoyed playing crazy ball and tree tag.
Grace Evans. Grace's favorite grammar school memory was when she was also selected to be a Noble Knight and be Kelsey's buddy this year in the Noble Knights program. Tori Faye. Tori's favorite grammar school memory is when we went to the Tall Ships field trip in 5th grade and afterwards got to play in the cold water and on the beach. Nico Figueroa. Nico's favorite grammar school memory was when the exchange students come every year and he gets to play with them outside. Kelly Fitzgerald. Kelly's favorite memory in grammar school was in 5th grade when they got to read Tom Sawyer and then watch the movie. Danielle Gadesi. Danielle's favorite memory of grammar school was when they held debates in Mrs. Schwartz's class about literature books in 5th grade. Ryan Hahn. Ryan's favorite memory of grammar school is when the exchange students came to visit. He enjoyed helping them transition here at Trinity.
Mark Hansen. Mark's favorite grammar school memory was participating in the Christmas play in 6th grade. He enjoyed playing the cameraman.
Paige Kim. Paige's favorite memory from grammar school was moving to the new campus in the 2nd grade.
Ashley Kua. Ashley's favorite grammar school memory was from 6th grade when she won the Bible game with Mr. Dixon. Both Mr. Dixon and Ashley got so excited they started dancing in the room. Troy Lipice. Troy's favorite memory was when he visited my class in 6th grade. Isaac was nice to him, showed him around the school since it was his first time, and he sat next to Luke and had an amazing day.
Lance Lott. Lance's favorite grammar school memory was during 6th grade when he got to make sculptures out of clay in art class.
Jocelyn Margrave. Jocelyn's favorite grammar school memory was having Nia as her buddy for 3 years in a row in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade.
Reagan Maza. Reagan's favorite memory of grammar school is when Mr. Seitz calls her Ray Ray. Now her friends, parents, and classmates call her Ray Ray too.
Sam McGillicuddy. Sam's favorite memory from grammar school was in 6th grade when Mr. Culp and Mrs. Caddo were battling each other with padded sticks on a trampoline during Fall Fun Day.
Carrie McWilliams. Carrie's favorite grammar school memory was in the 6th grade when she participated in the talent show. She sang the song Clouds with JC, and Paige played them a telephone.
Luke Miller. Luke's favorite memory from grammar school was reading Tom Sawyer in 5th grade because Tom Sawyer always got into trouble and he had fun.
Jared Mumper. Unfortunately, Jared is absent today due to illness, but his favorite grammar school memory was watching the Civil War reenactors shoot water bottles with their rifles in 6th grade.
Michael Okanowski. Michael's favorite memory of grammar school was in 6th grade when we were talking about Western expansionism, and Mr. Seitz used his messy desk as an example when it fell onto his.
Brianna Pinmantel. Brianna's favorite grammar school memory was going on the field trip to JPL in the 4th grade.
Hannah Rapier. Hannah's favorite memory was from 4th grade when they got to play basketball with Mrs. Gillette.
Josh Reed. Josh's favorite grammar school memory was when he acted as Maximus in the 3rd grade Roman games.
Katie Robertson. Katie's favorite memory of grammar school was when she was in 4th grade and Mrs. Gillette split up the class into groups for a lesson: blondes, brunettes, and Katies.
JC Rodriguez. JC's favorite memory from grammar school was getting chosen to participate in the talent show with her friends in the 5th and 6th grade.
Nandi Rogers. Nandi's favorite memory was when Mrs. Stickles announced that she was getting married. It was most memorable because she was her first teacher here at Trinity, and they were Mrs. Stickles' first class.
Greg Salazar. Greg's favorite memory was playing slip and slide on the muddy field during recess in 2nd grade.
Cameron Seitz. Cameron's favorite grammar school memory was competing in the Trinity Olympics at the end of each school year.
Lauren Thompson. Lauren's favorite grammar school memory was the field trip to medieval times in 4th grade.
CJ Towns. CJ's favorite memory in grammar school was in 6th grade when he was selected to be a Noble Knight. He's enjoyed communicating and playing and understanding his friend and buddy, Sean.
Trinity Towns. Trinity's favorite grammar school memory was going on the Tall Ships field trip in the 5th grade.
Noah Values A. Noah's favorite grammar school memory is when the exchange students come every year to visit. He enjoys playing basketball with them.
Christy Weathermen. Christy's favorite memory of grammar school was the Tall Ships field trip in 5th grade, even though they had to eat raw onions.
Nicole Weathermen. Nicole's favorite grammar school memory was being selected to help with the Imago Dei program as a Noble Knight in 6th grade. Chloe White. Chloe's favorite grammar school memory was when she went to the Griffith Observatory. They learned a lot, got to lay down and watch a movie at the end.
Well, let's make this official. So, good old 6th graders, will you please stand up? Hurry, hurry, hurry. It is my privilege to recognize your hard work over these many years and to promote you to our Logic School in 7th grade. Congratulations. Logic School students, thank you. You may have a seat. We have 3 more awards to talk about, and at this time we have 2 representatives from Buck McKeon's office that are going to come forward now. Please welcome up to the stage Valentino Montez and Matt Moorhead, who again are representing Buck McKeon and have the Best American Citizen Award for us.
Thank you and good morning. On behalf of Congressman Buck McKeon, I would like to present the Best American Citizenship Award. The Best American Citizenship Award represents just what it says, the one person who best exemplifies an outstanding American citizen. This student does not need to have the highest GPA, even though it helps, but he or she must be patriotic, hardworking, trustworthy, excel in leadership, and be held in high regard by their peers. This person is not just a good citizen, but the best in his class. I now present this year's Best American Citizenship Award to Cameron Seitz.
Next, I get to present the 6th grade Academic Scholar. The Academic Scholar Award is given to the student who's demonstrated the highest level of academic achievement and effort in all subject areas during their 6th grade year. This award is given to a student who has not only met the standards of 6th grade, but has consistently exceeded them by pursuing excellence in all areas. Likewise, the Academic Scholar is awarded to the student who has exemplified superior classroom participation by both asking and answering questions that both contribute to and enhance the classroom learning. For the 2013-2014 school year, it's my honor and privilege to recognize our academic scholar as Paige Kim.
At this time, we move to our most prestigious recognition, the Sword of Merit. I want to take a few minutes to share with you the qualities that we look for when choosing a student for this award. As you all know, it is our mission here at Trinity to build up young men and women who do have a sense of purpose, wisdom, wisdom, virtue, and courage when they leave our campus someday and continue on their journey into adulthood. When our team comes together to choose the student who has earned the Sword of Merit, we look at several areas. He or she is one who works hard and goes about his or her studies with diligence, effort, and integrity. We look for a student who demonstrates citizenship and shows great sportsmanship both in the classroom and on the playground. This student is respectful, not only to the teachers, but to his or her peers as well. We ask questions like, is this young man or woman someone who is quick to serve others? Does he or she show compassion? Are they considerate to those around them? Are they demonstrating the spiritual gifts and spiritual growth and giving God the glory for what He is doing? While many of our 6th grade students have done an amazing job this year on their journey, and several of them have demonstrated many of these qualities throughout the year, one student has done a remarkable job and demonstrated these qualities with excellence. As our staff reflected on this student, it was with great excitement that we see a fine leader in the making. This individual is one that teachers are drawn to and truly a joy to have in class. This student is someone who works hard, whatever the task. Other students in the classroom and school are drawn to this individual, and many would agree that this student is a great friend and example. I look forward to watching this student continue to grow, as I know that God has big plans for him or her. It is with great honor that I announce this year's student receiving the Sword of Merit, Carrie McWilliams. Well, what a great morning we've had. Again, I just want to pause because I want you all to stay. But it has come time for us to say goodbye. We're going to have Grace Evans. Why don't you come on up and be ready to close us in a word of prayer. The order of events are going to be, we're going to pray. We are going to let our sixth graders recess out of the room. At that time, then kindergarten through fifth grade and your families can go ahead and exit. We will be having the sixth graders come back in for a time of pictures that I know Mr. Cato will be interested in. You'll be able to take pictures of the entire class, and then we will watch our sixth grade video. So, Grace Evans, would you please come on up and close us in a word of prayer?
Please bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear Lord, thank you for giving us an amazing year, and thank you for this graduation going well. I pray that as we go on to our new grade, that we will have excellence in all we do. And I pray that you will help us in becoming young men of virtue, wisdom, purpose, and courage. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Grace. New Logic School students, will you please stand? Mr. Brown, thank you.